Hello, friend, and welcome to the review for quiz number 7. This is the last one in the Survey of Music Business, and we are going to be covering classical music and mostly motion picture music. So, the first question is actually about classical music, and it turns out that it is much faster to record classical music than to make a record for a pop artist because essentially these are live recordings, right? The classical music is mostly being made to be performed live, and the recordings usually are kind of an afterthought. They're kind of can be pretty easily recorded, and I won't get too much into it right now, but I'll be happy to talk about that with you at some point if you want. Okay, now for film music in a motion picture, the first question deals with like a song, so not the underscore that John Williams writes for Star Wars. This is like a song that actually gets placed into the movie. There have to be at least 3 deals, and usually and often up to as many as 8 deals that need to be contracts and be signed and made up to have the song be in the movie, right? There are sync licenses with the person who owns the song, owns the recording, the artists. Yeah, lots of work to be done just to get a song into a movie. Okay. Now, once you've gotten the song in the movie, if you make a music video for the songs that are in the film, they're usually split. The cost is usually split 50-50 between the record company and the film company. And it is customary for there to be clips from the movie that get placed into the music video. And then it ends up being kind of a commercial for both the song and the movie, right? All right, when you write a song for a film, you typically get a fee plus your songwriter royalties. So if they say, hey, we have this song or this movie and it needs a title song, or we need a song that says these words into it, then you might get a fee for that, and then your normal songwriter royalties. When music is written for a film, it is always treated as a work for hire. And I think we talked about that a little bit earlier, where it's a little like the hired gun, but it's more like you're an employee who makes something and then the employer owns that. The things that we do in the studio at Lee College, I treat them as work for hire, right? And that's written out in that document that I have you sign that says you're allowed to record in the studio. All right. Composers are the people who write the underscore. So how I was talking about John Williams, if you know that name, right? He is the composer for Star Wars. Michael Giacchino is another one of my favorites. Hans Zimmer. These people write, the underscore, the soundtrack of a movie. Now, orchestrators, they're a little bit different, right? What they actually do is they write out the parts for like the trumpets and the oboes and the violins and all of those things to make sure, right, what the composer composed, all the musicians know what to play. Now, the credit that the composer wants is music by. So that gives them a little more clout if it says music by as opposed to scored by or something else. And they will try to get that into their contract and get it into the movie. All right. Now, many composers have built up libraries of music that they own and license to film. I've been dabbling with this a little bit myself, but mine are not very good. But having just a bunch of different songs that are, have different emotions or could be used in different scenes, they are not written specifically for a movie or for a specific scene, right? You just have a library that has, tender love song types song and action set piece and tension chase scene, right, that are just in a library and can be used for different movies. And lastly, the person who coordinates the music for the film is called the music supervisor, and they deal a lot more with those independent songs and getting those licensed and getting them into the movie. So I've heard them called music soups, also music soup or music supervisor. Seems like an interesting job, but kind of a lot of work and a lot of moving parts to get into place, right? How, going back to that question number 2, like 2 or 3 to 8 deals for every song that they'll have to deal with. Okay, but that is it for the music business class. Thank you very much, and remember, like the kangaroo says, at these prices, I'm not surprised.